as you can imagine, those of you that have eaten at Laceys, I'm the LA in Laci.
I'm the CI in Laceys.
It's very complicated. I love the folks that come to the front door of the restaurant and say, well, we know Laci. It's always a lot of fun to answer that question. So, Women with a Mission, our neighborhood. Anyone here and everyone here should have the mission and the desire to better their neighborhood and to be a better person and to give back and to just take the passion in your heart and find a way to say, what is it that I can do to help others?
You know, we bought the building back in 2010 without any idea what we were going to put into it, not one. And then we traveled around to big cities, Atlanta, Memphis, Nashville, and we would go to the hotel and ask the concierge, where's the hippest place in town? Where do we want to go eat? And it was almost always a tapas bar. So when we decided to do Laceys, you'll see what we saw in the neighborhood. And those of you who have been to Holly Green neighborhood, you know. Oh, I have a screen right here. Hang on. So we took these 3 houses. These are only 2 of the 3 houses that we took. From that to that, from that to that. Because we knew that in order to make our restaurant better, we had to better our neighborhood. We could put all the money we wanted into our restaurant, but without our neighborhood being better, it wasn't going to do us any good. So we made our neighborhood better.
And that vision that we had and that opportunity to take a look at that and put our heart again back into the neighborhood has really helped with people that want to come down to the Holly Green District now. And quite frankly, the vision that we had amazes me to this moment because the top house and both houses, I guess, were geared to be tore down. Mm-hmm. And when we opened the restaurant, we said, that can't happen.
Well, actually, I did want to tear that one down.
Well, I
did. And so I went inside and toured it, and then I wanted to save it.
So, but we really know that the answer was not that. So when we go back just for a moment to the house on top, and you know, I'll get my nails done every week. So this young lady, Mila, on the top, I said to her one day, she's the lady on the left, listen, you need to get your own place. You should have your own business, your own house, whatever it is. And she's been doing nails at that point for 9 or 10 years, I think she said.
9 years.
She said, Laura, I can never do that. We pay rent at home. We pay rent for the business.
There's another reason why she couldn't do that. She's an African-American woman, and a lot of banks didn't want to take a risk with her.
When you think about the whole concept of today and the dare to defy, we're gonna make this happen for her, and that's what we did. Cindy went in there and took that building again. Let's go back to that top picture, and you see to the right. That now is that down at the bottom right-hand corner. Those are pedicure bowls. That's an area where you can have gorgeous pedicures, manicures, massage, anything you want. She now lives upstairs at the far left side.
So one of our biggest goals in Holly Green, we're very open about the fact that we're women-focused and we want to empower women. And what we want to do in our neighborhood is make more of owner-occupied buildings instead of somebody in New York or somebody in Phoenix, which now is what's happening. They own the buildings, and then they rent to whoever, they don't care. But if we have owner-occupied residences and businesses in there, they're going to care more about the neighborhood.
And that is what has happened, and we are lucky for that. This is an interesting piece of our mission as well, is always paying it forward. And we hear this term, it's coined everywhere. A lot of folks are using it. We've decided to do it. This young man, Eddie, worked for us at the bar. He was our bartender, and he was almost like Cindy's son.
He was an amazing man. I tell people, Eddie didn't see what we saw. We saw a funny, handsome, gregarious, amazing young man, and he didn't see that. So Eddie decided that, he didn't want to be here anymore. He needed to be at another place because his pain, here was too great for him. So when he passed, we needed to make sure that his spirit stayed here because it was so strong. So we created this fund, the Eddie Fund, and what we do is we give scholarships, $500 every semester to 2 students. They have to write an essay and talk about how they have been great, how they're going to be great, how they want to make the world great, something. We don't know their names, we don't know their genders, anything. We just get the initials and we get to read their essays. And Laura and myself and another gentleman, Paul Mahalik, we pick the ones who get that $500 scholarship, and we don't care what they do with it. You know, obviously we don't want them to buy drugs, but you know, it's not specific for books. It's not specific for this. It's one girl used it and got a gas card, and that's how she got back and forth to school every day.
And I think one of the gals that used this went to school here at OCC, if I remember correctly.
And she just graduated in Wisconsin, I think, and she's going to come back. We have a party every year, and we call it the Eddie Fun Party, and people can come in and give the full Eddie, which is $500, or they knock it down to $25 a backpack. And in Eddie's name, we also put a commercial kitchen into the Q Center, and I don't know if you all know what the Q Center, it's a safe space for LGBTQ kids. So we put a commercial kitchen in there for them so they can make their own meals and learn how to cook. Most of them don't know how to cook.
Well, in that space, you know, ACR Health is just so diversified. They do a lot of things in Syracuse. And when they came to us and said, okay, now how are we going to take this Eddie Fund idea and take it full circle? And we went to the space where they were at that time, and I said to Cindy, can you do something here? Because she builds. I spend the money. She builds it. And so she said, yes, we can. And before you know, we had a full kitchen in there with everything that you can imagine to teach these young youth. I mean, some of these individuals that come there are how young?
Our youngest is 6.
Imagine that. And a lot of the LGBT,
You should be able to say this.
Lord have mercy. What is wrong with me? A lot of the LGBTQ youth most certainly don't understand what it's like to have a home life. They don't understand what the passion and the love is in a family. And so this is all they have. And this is where they spend their afternoons after school, and then they couch surf at night.
25% of the youth that we have at the center are homeless.
So that's our paying it forward and being thankful. You know, one of the things that we talk about often, and we get asked to do little speaking engagements such as this, and we think about how blessed we are, how thankful we are. We really, our only mission has been just to give back, be good people, make a difference, and by the way, run a restaurant. So
And have fun.
And have fun. So in 2014, it was Wegmans said to us, you know, we want to give you the inaugural Center State CEO Community Visionary Award. And how awesome was that? We felt like, wow. And it's because of what we do and all the work that we put into the Holly Green District, to include making sure that now there are police cameras present. And that was a meeting that Cindy and I personally did and went and made sure it took place, because as being property owners, we want to make the whole area safe.
And we have a police substation now as well.
So because of all of this, and because of our fact that we can think forward and try to do these things for other people around us, we received that award. Staying connected, you know, it definitely is who you know. Unfortunately, those things still take place in our lives. And we have to play the game to the extent of making sure we can pick up the phone and call the right person to get it done.
I'm right in the middle of those girls.
I know you are. SU women's basketball team, Coach Q, there's a bunch of us up there, and that we had a great night with. That was for the American Heart Association. But because of all of our philanthropic work as well, we're always involved with different organizations and different help. And if you look at that little caricature down at the bottom right-hand corner, that is supposed to be Cindy and I. And that
I had long hair.
Yeah, you had long hair. I've always had that short hair, glasses issue. And but that is the logo you'll see when you come to the restaurant, and you'll see it when you buy our sauce as well. Sustainable income.
Speaking of sauce,
This is all you.
It's not that big of a deal. My mother made this. My mother was from Texas, and she made this enchilada sauce while we were growing up. And it was just my favorite meal. And then I became to love Mexican food. And when we started the restaurant, I thought, I want to incorporate it somehow, but it's so red sauce. And I didn't want people to mistake it for anything Italian. Because again, when we told people we were going to start our own restaurant, their response was, well, you better have a niche. And I said, we do have a niche. We're not going to be an Italian restaurant. That's our niche in Syracuse.
Good luck with that.
So I added mayonnaise to the sauce. And now I'm sorry, mayonnaise makes everything taste good.
Or bacon.
Or bacon, yes. Yeah, bacon.
Of course.
So, but there's no bacon in this.
Well.
So I added mayonnaise, and it just became amazing. I switched a couple other things from what my mom did, but for the most part, it's her recipe, and I added mayonnaise to make it mine. But we use it at the restaurant a lot, and then Laura came up with the idea that we should bottle it, and I didn't know what to do. I said, okay, I'm that girl. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
So what we did is, what a process. We hired a company out of Dallas, Texas, and this company put together our logo for us, the Laceys Luscious Sauce logo. They also created our campaign and our musical branding piece, our little jingle. They also shot our television commercial. And all of these pieces that you have to put together when you have a retail product, because you can't just walk into a grocer or a retailer of sorts and say, hey, can you put this on your shelf? You've got to be able to back it up, and you've got to be able to have a plan of action for your marketing and your advertising of such product. So you'll see here, we did some things at Taste of Syracuse. We sample at the Wegmans quite often. There's a picture of us on the shelf at Wegmans. And
we do the Buy Local Bash.
The Buy Local Bash. So we try to be as involved with this as well. And if a philanthropic agency calls and wants a donation, automatically they're going to get a jar of sauce.
Mm-hmm. And a bottle of wine.
And a bottle of wine. I'd like the wine. So, but in all seriousness, this is what we consider our sustainable income, because long after the restaurant's gone, which that's not going to happen anytime soon, we'll always have our sauce. We're getting ready to blow this up next year. Our goal is to go nationwide with it. And so watch out for 2017, because it's around the corner.
Literally.
So what's next with our mission? Because we've changed the neighborhood. We've got an amazing restaurant. We have a lot of agencies that we support and help. Mm-hmm. And we try to say, what else can we do to be those people?
We have a lot of people, a lot of nonprofits and local community members that come to us and ask, we get letters, can you help us? We want money, we want this, we want that. We're kind of picky in what we give most of our time to, and I think everyone should have 1, 2, 3 primary nonprofits or things that they believe in. Fair House is on top of our list. Mm-hmm. Anything animal related is on the top of our list. And I was in the Air Force, so I'm a veteran. So veterans are on top of my list for a couple of different reasons. I know how women are treated in the military, which is horribly, and I know how women are treated when they come out of the military. The women now are struggling so bad. 63% of the women that are getting out of the military since 2010 are homeless. And I said there's 3 words that should never be in the same sentence: homeless, women, veterans. They work just as hard, if not harder, than the men do. And because we do have to work harder to prove ourselves. And I won't get into the political part, but women have a hard road in the military and out of the military. The PTSD, sexual trauma is crazy, crazy out of control. So we started this nonprofit called Serenity, and it is designed to help women veterans. We have a plot down on the rescue mission area where the rescue mission is. We're working with the city to obtain this plot of land to put 3 tiny homes in there for women veterans. And we partnered with the rescue mission so that once we build the homes and place the women, put them in place, the rescue mission then takes over. Because one thing Laura taught me was soar with your strengths, and follow through is not one of my strengths. So I can put women in a house, but then I'm going to go on to my next project. So that's why I partnered with Rescue Mission. They'll take over the programmatic piece. They'll train them, they'll make sure they're fed 3 times a day. They will make sure that they can pay rent because they are subsidized. If they get into an apartment, the government takes care of a portion of their rent. So it's a pretty big deal to have these women in a home. It's a pretty big deal for us, and it's a big deal for them. If that doesn't happen, because the city right now is in flux, as most of you may or may not know, or now everybody wants to be mayor. So the city's in flux, so this property is hanging in flux. So one of the other things that I thought about doing, I think it's in LA right now, they do this one shower at a time. It's a big city bus that they refurbished and turned into showers. And I want to do the same thing, but I want to do it in a pull-behind trailer and have, shower, toilet, sink, separate booths in there and washing machines for these women to come in, clean up, and feel better. We all feel better when we take a shower. So that's the goal, one or two of these things. The idea of having it a pull-behind trailer is I'd like to take it to other cities to present it. Because Denver Rescue Mission has reached out to me. They want to do the tiny homes there. Washington, D.C., they want to do the tiny homes there. And Florida, they want to do it there. So I don't know which one it's going to be, but it's going to be something. We're going to house them or clean them.
But one of the points that Cindy made earlier is how difficult the women have had in terms of their life experiences, if it's in the military or if it's in business. And we've been together for 34 years. And what I can tell you is when I found out that the name of this program was Dare to Defy, I thought to myself, boy, what have we been through in the last 34 years as women? And especially women who are married to each other. Especially getting the phone calls of, hey, this person's in trouble because don't you know they're gay? I mean, all of these things have taken place, and our only goal in life has been, as I mentioned earlier, our mission has been to see how we can help others and what we can do. Being judged, and I think that was discussed in the very first presentation this morning, being judged by color or race or anything else is just over the top ridiculous. And we know that we're not those people, and we know that we'll always continue our mission, and we will continue to grow the neighborhood, continue to be passionate, continue to give back, to be visionaries, to do all those things, because that is what life is about for us. That's how we run our everyday life.
I am a little judgy.
Let me look surprised.
I'm a little judgy.
Which is why I work the front of the house if you come to Laci's Tapas Bar. And where do you think she works? My point exactly.
Little judgy.
Yes. So anyway, we hope that you enjoyed this today, and we hope that you have a great rest of the day. And if you want to come down for a drink tonight, by all means, you'll see me at the front of the house. Same costume.